Hey Internet, I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business. We still don't know what episode we're on, but it's a couple days before Christmas.
Close to 300. Close. Right?
Well over
290.
close to 350.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Fuck.
But this is fun.
I've been listening to other podcasts.
I guess
they're all top.
I guess so.
All right.
But we're hanging out. We haven't hung out at home in over 2 months. So long hiatus.
Happy to have Dan back.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. This is a good time. But we got some
Yep.
great stuff in the queue.
Yep.
Shot some nice shows in Germany. But decided to do some stuff with some things I picked up this summer. Some Chardonnays that I've been looking forward to tasting. Tonight's the night we get around to doing it.
Which one should we drink first?
I have no idea. Let's just start here. So this is the report. I'll talk.
Okay.
This is the Twill Cellars 2014 Willamette Valley Pinot Noir.
Chardonnay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
What are we drinking
Chardonnay?
for the show? The show's all Chardonnay.
Yeah,
right?
show's all Chardonnay.
Okay.
And I tasted this at the Port Oregon event this past summer. Our friend Lance that works at Willamette Wine Storage.
Yeah, Lance.
Great man, great space. Was helping these guys out pouring. I talked to him a little bit. Really enjoyed the wine. Picked up a bottle. He encouraged me to pick up another bottle too, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But thanks for the introduction, Lance. Hopefully this tastes as good now as it did this summer. It smells really nice.
This smells really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit, you can tell there's a little bit of that malolactic there, a little bit of creaminess going on.
Yeah, but still like really bright fruit over the
Mhm.
top of it, right? Like you've got that sort of malolactic sort of aromas, right? Like a little bit of the butteriness, a little bit of the like toasted like vanilla.
Not even much toast, yeah,
but then
nice.
but like really nice fruit over.
Like Mirabelle plums are coming to mind, like some nice apple, like the yellow plums, right? Like some nice apples,
Sure, yeah.
floral notes, right? Maybe a little citrus, but it's not citrus dominant at all. It's more of those, kind of on the spectrum of but towards riper fruits, but not
Sure.
like all the way into the peach, mango, pineapple.
It reminds me a little bit of stone, like there's a little hint of stone fruitiness there too, at least to me. But it smells really good,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
easy consensus, smells really nice.
Yeah. So
Wow.
real solid. I think those fruits come through on the palate. The fruits are a little riper than suggested on the nose, but I get some nice acidity on the back end that kind of dries things out.
Sure.
Not super acidic. A little bit of those ripe flavors linger, but there's a nice sense of balance to it. It's really well put together.
Yeah, I mean, sort of on the like cleaner and shorter side. Like I was expecting maybe a little bit more of like the aromas from the malolactic on the nose.
Yeah,
They don't really come through on the palate, right?
No.
It's just fruitiness and acidity, like sort of apple fruits.
Totally.
But with really nice like trailing acid, but ends pretty cleanly and sort of crisply and ends quickly. That's what I'm trying to say.
and
Been a while. I'm out of practice.
I know,
here,
me
yeah.
too. It feels
I
a little.
know.
I'm
We're rusty.
getting back on the bike.
Yeah.
So pretty straightforward.
Yes.
But nice and approachable, and price point's $25.
Right.
Which I think it's really compelling at that price point. I think you'd have a tough time finding something better. I'd say in the good years that the cheap Camerons,
Sure.
the cheap Camerons are
Sometimes those really
are better,
deliver, yeah.
but not always.
Right.
And
And I can say this really delivers at $25.
Absolutely,
Right. Like
yeah.
it's got. I mean, just good aromas. Good. It tastes fantastic. It's a little bit complex. It's got great acidity, and it's really well balanced. So
yeah, especially for
yeah.
another newish label, right?
Yeah.
This is really well done for an entry level Chard.
man, you're gonna have to cut this show up so
Mm-hmm.
much because I just feel so rusty right now.
It's okay.
It sounds fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel so rusty.
All right, on to wine number 2. This is the Granville 2015 Chardonnay. The other ones are 14s. I'm gonna do the rinse. This I picked up in the day camp tasting room. Our
Oh.
friend Michael Alberti was working in the tasting room at the
I still
time.
haven't been there.
Beautiful space. Was out there with some of Joy's colleagues. We had a nice time. And he was talking about how he really loved this Chardonnay, and so I thought I should pick up a bottle, see how it goes. Put some of that on your lap.
Yep, just a little bit.
This is made by Jackson Holstein, who has sent us some wines in the past, and I'm kind of excited to try what his what his new project is, especially if it's being well received by people we know.
Okay. Yeah. Smells completely different than we should have done this wine first.
Yeah, you think it was
Yeah.
a little. I'm getting a little more oak on the nose and a little less fruit. It doesn't come out of the glass quite as much.
Right. The aromas are not as strong, and then also there's like very little malolactic fermentation.
Yep.
So that sort of aroma you get with malolactic, and so
I feel like it's a little more stony and a little more floral, right? It's
Okay.
just a little more reserved on the nose.
reminds me like apple fruit, maybe a little bit of pear, but man, like the aromas aren't coming out of the glass like the last wine. So
Yeah.
it's just a little struggling.
Well,
to
it's a little more
acclimate the
austere.
nose,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that the same thing is true on the palate. This is definitely more of a stony, dry, light style, right? And it's interesting coming out of 2015. I would have made the assumption that there would be more ripe fruit. So this was definitely picked and made in a way to not. Give
Was
me
this
the ripe
not
flavors.
malolactic fermentation?
Like
Like or maybe like a
it might not have
partial,
much, yeah.
partial or something? Because it just reminds me of something like I don't know, like a blind tasting. I don't know if I'd call this Chardonnay. Like it's or like at least for me. I mean, I'm not
Sure.
I'm not an expert in Chardonnay, but it just keeps reminding me of something different. So I don't know. It's weird.
There's definitely like
Go ahead.
yeah. There's definitely like a little suggestion of ripe fruit in the mid palate, and it reminds me more of mandarin oranges. But the experience is definitely dominated by icy, stony characters.
Yeah.
On the palate, so it's and you're right. This definitely should have been the first one, just with these more delicate flavors, drier style.
The more I sip it, the flavors are like really tending towards like Granny Smith apple, green pear, Asian pear.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that, like juicy Asian pear.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But like with a good amount of acid backing it all up. It's just that there's so it's kind of catching me off guard, especially coming from the second wine. So
Right.
being the second wine in this lineup, a really interesting wine in the sense that like if you like more like minerally acidic, less like there's no richness, you know, in your Chardonnay.
Right, it's
Some
not
people
heavy
this
in
more
any way.
leaner.
Yep.
This is your guy.
And now I
So-
can see why Michael's excited about it too, because it doesn't jump out of the glass and slap you in the face. It's something you got to think about more.
It's not a
take some
typical
time
orange
with.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
I guess some of the floral components you're saying on the nose, right?
A little bit of beeswax. This is really solid and complex and
Yeah.
not obvious. So those of you who are nerds and are curious about some of the details of Oregon Chardonnay, this'll bring something to the table for you. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad we're drinking it now.
Yeah, totally. It's definitely more like a Chardonnay for wine drinkers as opposed to like a Chardonnay that you'd like serve to your mom.
Absolutely,
I mean, like
yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah.
We love you, moms.
Yeah, I wasn't knocking mom there. It's just my mom likes.
No, I get it. I
Good
know.
amount-
I
good
think-
amount
I think
of-
that's the same
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Moving on, back to Twill number 2.
Yep. Let's deal with this.
So Lance's advice was like, oh, if you like the Willamette Valley Chardonnay, you should really have the Johan Vineyards Chardonnay. We're big fans of Johan Vineyard. Some really nice guys doing some of the most intentional, hardcore biodynamic farming, doing it themselves in
Absolutely.
the valley. Love supporting them and the quality of wines made from their fruit over the last 5 or 6 years by other producers has been
Just
really noteworthy.
improved.
Yeah,
It's crazy. And I'm so glad to see that they're finally getting a name. Like
absolutely.
when people say Johan fruit, people are like, ooh, Johan fruit, right?
And it should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally. All right. Want some more? Good?
Yeah.
Might as well. It's in
Yeah,
the show,
It's
right?
the last one. We're gonna
All right. So, all
Um,
right, so this is the 2014
Yep.
Johan Vineyards Chardonnay from Twill.
Yep.
Twill Cellars.
Also, a little less ripe fruit than this one. This
Yeah.
one kind of
Yeah.
nose-wise kind of sits right in the middle here, where I'm getting
Yeah.
a little bit of like the yellow apple, maybe a little bit of that Mirabelle plum still. But you kind of got to work for it. It's and not a lot of ripeness.
Such bright like acidity, even apparent in the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like totally lift. Like man, like you can smell the acidity coming out of it.
And a little suggestion of the mallow again, less than this one
Yes.
again, and
Yeah.
right in between.
Right in
Again,
between
the
those
middle,
two, yeah, absolutely. There's just like a little hint of that sort of flavor, but it's like somewhere between like I would say like Honeycrisp apple and then like lime juice or something. Like it's just like you can the acidity on the nose is apparent, but it has like really nice aromas of fruit.
So maybe like a little bit of baking flour or something like that too.
Yeah, smells awesome.
Yeah, buddy. Nice texture on the palate. That richness, that little kiss of oak really supports the fruit in the way that I like. Fruit, again, like I think those yellow apples bring the majority of it for me. Again, I get a little bit of stone fruit, just barely ripe.
Light and lean.
Yeah.
Wow, just like dances on the palate.
Yeah.
Really,
and the
really
city
light.
sits in the back, in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the acidity sort of grips. It's weird that like it's almost weightless across the tongue. The second you swallow it, it's just gone. The flavors linger, and the acidity lingers in the cheeks for a good amount of time. Almost to the point of like, like not tannic, obviously, but you know, it's
I get
it's
it.
grippy.
It's drying. Yeah.
It's drying.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of acid here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, drink's really nice.
I think the balancing of the oak with the intensity of the fruit here, not that the level of either is high. I think it's just very well done, where they're very even with each other, and that's not something I see that often, especially when both components are kind of on the lighter side.
Yeah.
So it's nicely made. I think these make for a fascinating trio because it really is a spectrum, and I feel like that this three has something for everybody, right?
I think this is probably my favorite of the three.
Sure.
For the way I drink wine, like this is probably my favorite.
And I'm
They're
having
all
a hard
really
time
nice wines.
deciding.
They're all really nice wines. Don't get me wrong.
David's going to hate this, but I feel like,
That's good.
boy, this is dumb. I should be able to pick a favorite, but in this case, I can't even.
Okay.
But the quality here across the board is quite high again,
Yeah,
and
agreed.
and happy
Nice
to be
wines.
drinking more Chardonnay, even if it is in the dead of winter, the second shortest day of the year.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But it's nice to be back drinking Oregon wine.
Yeah, it's nice to have you
hanging
back,
out,
man.
Hanging out with Chaz.
Yeah. Jeez, it feels like it's been forever, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and it feels like things have kind of tapered off. But it's been great. I come back. People are talking to me about doing more shows. So Wine is Serious business carries on into 2018.
Yeah.
We've got some more great stuff queued up for you, and we hope you enjoyed as much as we do.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.